Final day of my month-long challenge. I don't usually like to spend too much time just talking about my content here in general, but I don't really have a topic to end on, so I guess I do just want to do a reflection on this month of talking about spirituality and enlightenment and non-duality and consciousness and awareness and no self and God and the world and all kinds of different things that I feel so nervous to talk to anybody about. I feel so nervous to bring up in the first place with anyone because it's not an enormous value of a lot of people that you come across in your day to day. At least it doesn't seem like that. I don't want to condescend to people and be like, well, none of you care about spiritual stuff, because I know a lot of people do, but I think it's sort of a secret that a lot of us share, that it entices us more than we think it will to other people. So we don't go around talking about to people. Yeah. It still makes me nervous talking about it here, but I feel like I've really gotten to a good uh, plateau, I guess you could say. Like, I've reached a higher level in being able to express my thoughts about it. I realize so much of what has made it difficult, like made me feel like, oh, it's coming out badly, is just the voice itself that says it's coming out badly. The inner critic of the mind just saying that I'm either saying stuff that sounds completely out there woo woo to people that aren't in this kind of work at all, and it sounds amateurish and like I'm just a beginner, to people that are experienced in this. Well, the way that I disarm that thought is like, hey, yeah, that's true. That's true on both ends. Yes, to people that aren't into this, what I'm saying does sound kind of fantastical and maybe even bizarre. It doesn't make my experience any less real, whether or not they believe that I've had this experience. But then on the other end of things, yeah, I am just beginning at this. And I intentionally, all the time, make sure to say that I am not, at this stage, a professional spiritual teacher, mentor, guru, whatever the heck you want to call it. I think if there's one thing I'm great at, it's the humility aspect of it. Sometimes there is too much humility, but I come at everything with a very, very, very big dose of it. And I genuinely think that I'm getting to a place where I'm getting better at articulating all this stuff. Just feels cool. Just feels really cool. Question is, this was a big putting myself out there for me, even just posting on this little YouTube channel. I've compared it before, dumping my thoughts here to putting a message in a bottle and tossing it out into the ocean. It can feel a little bit like that sometimes with this channel. Do I start doing more direct? I don't know, just talking to other people about this in my day to day. Do I start to go looking for spiritual communities? Or, when people ask me how my life is going and I'm saying, if the truth is that I've been trying to reconcile my own existence as what is there beyond pure awareness, do I say that straight face to somebody that's not in this work at all and doesn't uh, know or like what I'm talking about when I say that? I think so. And again, I think it comes from, it's actually a place of deep respect that I have for other people to say this stuff straight face to them as much as I can. With a level of knowing my audience and knowing the words that I should use to best connect to them. But yeah, I don't want to condescend to people and say that non-dual work is completely on another planet for them, because the fact is it is just not. And everybody needs an initial idea about something in order for it to start getting applied to their life, or to even raise their curiosities about it by a little bit. I certainly don't want to be a proselytizer, shoving it down anybody's throat, but I honestly don't even think I have that capability. And even if it gets to points where I'm stepping into that zone just a little bit, I think that I'm very, very self-aware and can immediately pull myself back. So it's a level of trust I have in myself too, as well as other people, to be able to really share this. But life is changing for me right now, or in ways that it's not changed yet. It is on the cusp of change, to the point where I honestly don't even have control over my own faculties sometimes. It feels like I am, they say, riding the ox backwards. Sorry, my neighbor just came by and said hi. That was kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, it almost feels like it's beyond my own personal agency of what I'm doing these days, but in a good way. How crazy does that sound? I'm finding I can only do things that are of a natural inclination to do. But that natural inclination is only really coming from my higher self. I can't do a lot of things that are artificial or half-hearted, if any. But it's hard because it means that I have to leave some aspects of my life behind. The emotion of leaving stuff behind is always going to be there. But I can have a different relationship toward those unpleasant, sad feelings. And hey, if I can open my heart up to the feelings of walking away from things, I can open my heart just as fully to the wonderful feelings of the new things that are coming around for me. Which is a lot. Yeah, but I don't know where I'm going with this one life that I've been given. And there was a time when maybe saying that would scare me more. But I'm almost like, I've said this before, I feel like I'm almost in the passenger seat sometimes, and the best thing that I can do, if I don't have full control of the steering wheel, just say like, okay, let's just see where this thing goes. Like, I'm here for it. I've considered all the worst possibilities of outcomes for my life due to anxiety. And there's a great disarming that I can do to that anxiety, which is just say, yes, all those things are possible. And whatever happens, I will persist. Nothing in this imaginary material world can really give or take away anything related to my true nature. And I am so, so grateful for the gift of communication. I am so grateful for words and ideas and just what an endless capacity we have to improve at communicating. And hey, you know who I'm most grateful to is myself, both of the one from a month ago that decided to do this, the one that's here today talking to you, and the me that made this channel 6 years ago. Just because he knew that he had to. And who presented the most authentic version of himself that he was capable of at the time. I'm just grateful to Joe in general for just being however he was in the past. Because that's the only way that Joe of today got to where he is.